My presentation is about St. Augustine, his educational philosophy, and how it's aligned with my philosophy. First, I will start by giving some background information about him. Augustine was born on November 13th, 354 AD, in Thagaste in Roman Africa, which is present-day Souk Ahras, Algeria. He was an early Christian theologian and philosopher. Augustine's educational focus was on the interpretation of scriptures and Christian belief. He was a strong advocate of critical thinking skills. Augustine believed that the learning process has several components. The first would be to acquire information either through reading or listening. The second would be to analyze that information, which in a way relates back to Gagne's hierarchy of learning. After some reflection, Augustine concluded that in order for the learning process to take place, some knowledge must be born within us. My understanding of this is that in order to learn, we must want to learn, that intrinsic motivation must be within us. Augustine believed that learning is a process resulted in either knowledge or ignorance. Augustine believed everyone should have the opportunity to be educated. He came from a family that was not of the highest education. His family struggled financially to provide him with a classic Latin education. Although Augustine reflects on his time in school as a miserable experience, he saw the value in education. He spent much of his time educating his son because he believed family was critical to the education process. He viewed education as a passion and process of opening the mind to different ideas and critical thinking. Augustine strongly believed in social interaction as a method of education. This included but was not limited to formal schooling. Because of the importance of religion, Augustine viewed the church as an important teacher. Religion encompasses all aspects of life. Therefore, Augustine believed that biblical scholars needed to be educated in all subjects, including history, geography, natural science, mathematics, logic, and rhetoric. Augustine associated education with happiness. Although being ignorant is easy, it does not lead to a happy life. Learning always requires effort. Augustine believed that students should value their own intellectual power. They should be critical thinkers and question the world around them in order to seek the truth. By doing so, they become their own teachers and develop into lifelong learners. Using his ideas on education, I have come up with a mission statement if Augustine was the educational leader of my school. The mission of Augustine's school, in collaboration with the community and students' family, is to provide all students with the opportunity to be educated. Students will become passionate about learning and dedicate themselves to become lifelong learners who search for the truth around them. Although Augustine and I come from two completely different worlds, there is a lot of value to his idea on education, and they are still relevant today. I agree with Augustine on the importance of learning through social interactions. When students work together, they learn how to communicate, they learn new and different perspectives when compared to their own, and it helps them to develop socially. Augustine believed that students should acquire basic information and analyze it to gain knowledge. This is especially true in a math classroom. Students use basic knowledge, definitions, theorems, etc., and reason logically to arrive at the truth or conclusion. In any classroom, students learn the basics and then apply them. Augustine put much emphasis on critical thinking skills, which are necessary in order to problem solve. It is evident in any of Augustine's works that he put his heart and soul into learning. He believed the soul grows by learning, and I couldn't agree with this more. I encourage my students to take responsibility for their education by questioning and discovering new things about the world around them. Augustine was very passionate about learning. Although much of his work focused on religion, his ideas can be applied throughout any area of education. It is interesting how he developed these ideas so long ago, but they are still important in education today. It is evident that the inclination to learn will always remain timeless. Thank you.